right, guys. So welcome to your class, which is designed especially for anxiety and irritability. And in today's class, we are going to basically go through some simple and easy techniques for how yoga can help with anxiety or irritability, even depression and anything else that's related to your thoughts and your minds. Because in yoga, as you know, we don't only deal with your physical aspect, but also your mental aspect. So the things that I have designed for you today are a combination of breathing and yogasanas. And a lot of you who practice yoga with me, you'll feel that the asanas are the same as what we have done in class already. But the way you do an asana changes, the impact that the asana has on you. So for instance, I have, today I've planned like downward dog, uttanasana, all of the asanas that we do in class. The only difference is that today we're going to focus on doing it in a relaxed manner. And the reason we're looking at doing it in a relaxed manner is when you relax your mind, like when you physically relax your forehead, when you physically relax like the upper part, like which includes the brain, which includes like all the nerves which are responsible for your nervous system. The idea is that on a deeper level, you relax. Okay, so in an active class, I might ask you to do downward dog without any support, but today I want the chair. And also when you do yoga for anxiety or depression or hypertension or any of these things, the important thing is to hold the asanas for a long time. So I've seen a lot of people who, who have like, let's say hypertension or anxiety. What they want to do is a very hard, very difficult and, challenging yoga class. And they hope that that class will help to like forget about everything, and they will sweat and they will get so tired that they'll be able to sleep later. But that's not how it works. When it comes to things of the nervous system, when it comes to conditions of the nervous system, the only reason you want to do a particular thing is because it's easier for you. You want to do a very difficult class. It might help take your mind off of the things that are happening, but in the long run, it's not really helping you. It's not calming you down. It's just stimulating you. So the routine that we have designed today is actually going to deal with relaxing and calming down the mind. So we're going to, the way I've designed it is that we're going to start and end with Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Now, can you raise your hands if you know how to do Anulom Vilom Pranayam? Okay. All right. So I'll demonstrate. A few of you know how to do it. A few of you don't. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do it first. And then we're going to spend about 5 minutes doing the Anulom Vilom Pranayam. We're going to begin and end with it because this is one of the best pranayams to relax your body. It instantly cools you down. Okay. It instantly relaxes your mind, not just cools you down, but relaxes your mind. So the way you do the Anulom Vilom Pranayam is you sit in any comfortable posture. Your body has to be straight. Your spine has to be erect when you do this. And you're going to bring your hand into the Nasika Mudra, which is your index finger and your middle finger are bent, like curved in. And with your thumb, you're going to close your right nostril and you're going to start inhaling through the left. So this is just a practice round. So go ahead and inhale through the left. And then you're going to close the left nostril with the ring finger and then exhale through the right. And then again, you're going to inhale through the right and exhale through the left. Now, this is one round of Surya Namaskars. And the reason, so a lot of people don't use the ring finger and the thumb. They use different digits to do the Anulom Vilom Pranayam. But I always suggest the thumb and the ring finger because if you use any of the other fingers, there is too much pressure on the nostrils. Okay, so when you do the Anulom Vilom Pranayam, it is important not to like press, because I've seen a lot of people, they like press the nostrils so hard on both sides because they feel that the more, the more vigorously you do it, the better it is. But that's not how it is. Okay, the pressure on the nostril has to be negligible. As mortals, we do Anulom Vilom Pranayam with the help of our hands, but eventually, like there are people who've been practicing yoga for a long time, sages who live in the Himalayas, they do Anulom Vilom Pranayam without even using their hands. So that is how you should be able to control your breath. That is where we're going. So you don't want to press too hard, because then you'll never get used to just sort of relaxing the mind, relaxing the brain. When you do this, there is an immediate impact on your brain. Okay, so the harder I press into my nostril, the more tension I create. Okay, so be very conscious of the pressure that you're applying, and with just a gentle pressure, we're going to do Anulom Vilom 5 times, 5 rounds to begin with. All right, does that make sense to everybody? Does the inhalation and exhalation make sense? If yes, please raise your hand. Okay, all right, so let's do it 5 times, and we're going to, the way we're going to do it is just keep the breathing slow and easy. Initially, a lot of you who have not done this before may find it hard to like keep up, but don't worry about it. Just inhale and exhale. So it's inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Okay, so you basically go like this. So in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. Okay, so get your mudra ready, Nasika mudra, and close your right nostril, and let's begin. Close your eyes and let's begin. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Now the last one, inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Keep your eyes closed, remove the hand, and place the hands on your knees, and just sit up straight. Keep observing the breath for a little while. Don't open your eyes immediately. Notice the quality of the breath. Yeah, and then slowly blink your eyes open. Okay, so the reason I want to begin, and you should begin with any kind of breathing when it comes to something like anxiety or temper problems or anger issues, is because your breath is intimately and directly connected to how you think. Okay, so when you're very angry, your breath will be fast and it will be very shallow. When you're depressed, your breathing will again be very shallow. When you're anxious, the breathing is all over the place. The heartbeat is all over the place. So Anulom Vilom Pranayam is one way that if you do it for 5 minutes, like an extended period of time, for a change, your mind has to think only about breathing. Yeah, so it controls the breath. And along with other yoga practices, if you know how to inhale like expansively, and if you know how to exhale completely, the kind of breathing and the kind of like oxygen that's going in, the way it changes your thoughts, that's like it's an immense kind of benefit that you can derive right then. Anulom Vilom is not something that you have to wait for a long time to get the benefits. It is something that will give you the benefits right now. So if I'm anxious right now, if I'm depressed right now, if I'm angry right now, then if I do Anulom Vilom right now, I will reap the benefits immediately. All right. Along with that, the reason we do an alternate nostril breathing and instead of just inhale and exhale, although that also works, but in Anulom Vilom you do alternate nostrils, is because the right side of your nostril is related to the right hemisphere of the brain and also related to the sun aspect of your personality, of your body, which is the heating aspect. And the left side is related to the left hemisphere, which is also the moon, related to all the moon, which is like the colder aspect, the more masculine aspect of your personality. So we are trying to even those out. Whenever there is an imbalance in your body, whether it's physical or whether it's emotional, there is an imbalance between the sun and the moon components. And if you balance that, that is a good, if you start to balance that, that's a great way to start. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if it makes sense. If you have any questions, okay, great. I see some of you are noting things down also. If you have any questions, I will take them at the end of the class. All right? Okay. So now from Anulom Vilom, we'll start with the asanas. And we're going to come back to Anulom Vilom once we're done with the session. So the first asana that I want you to do is the downward dog. So let me just demonstrate it once to you. So for downward dog, I've actually demonstrated this in one of my live Facebook live classes also. So what the best way to do downward dog is when your spine is absolutely extended. Okay. So if you do a downward dog like this, there's a lot of pressure on your hands. Okay. And there's a lot of pressure on the shoulders and on the back of the neck and then the brain. So a lot of people who do this downward dog like this, they're creating a lot more more tension in the shoulders, a lot more tension in the body. So how I want you to do the downward dog today is, you're going to hold the edges of your mat and then you're going to take one big step back. So if you see, my body is completely extended. Okay, my upper body is completely extended, and then I want you to allow the head to drop down. Okay, now it's not necessary. I know a lot of you do have props. Okay, it is not necessary to have this prop, but let's say you have a block or you have like a pillow or something or a book. Then a great way to do downward dog, especially for anxiety or anything related to the mind, is to be able to put the top of the head, rest it on something, just rest it. Your body is like in an inversion. So it's great for your mind, it's great for your body, for like your brain and like the nervous system. But because you're resting, it also provides this meditative quality to the entire practice. Yeah. So this is a resting downward dog as opposed to an active downward dog. Right? So let me see you guys practicing it this way. I'm just going to just watch you. Also remember, we're trying to hold it for a longer time. It's not important to me that you do like short spurts of downward dog. I need you guys to be able to hold it for a long time. Ritika, walk your feet forward, slightly forward. First, you should go into the plank and then go ahead and push the hips up. Okay, Rakesh, good. Sorry, Ritika?
I had one question. So when I place my block and I put my head, so I feel a lot of pressure on my head. So
Ritika, your voice is not so clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, tell me.
Okay, I was saying that when I place the block and place my head on it, I feel a lot of pressure on my head. So can I increase the height of the block?
Yes, you can increase the height of the block, yes. Okay. And if you feel too much pressure on the head, then hold the mat from the outside more and pull it out. Like, okay, pull it out from under you. Then you'll see that it lengthens. Okay. Yeah, so let's try that. Okay, everybody else, you can take a break and then do this again. Keep doing the downward dog. Hold for as long as you can. Rajeshwari, if you turn to the side, I'll be able to see how the posture looks from the side. Focus on pushing the tailbone as far up as you can. Nidhi, that's very good. Yeah. Try to like push the tailbone up. You're think about like lengthening the spine, taking that that pressure away from the brain, from your nervous system. Yeah, keep pushing up, keep pushing up. Very nice, guys. Hold it. And once again, everybody take a break, and then we're gonna do it again. Yeah, just take a break in the child's pose. So knees wide apart, hands forward, forehead on the floor, child's pose. And once again, let's do the same thing. Go ahead and hold the edges of the mat. And then place the head on top of this block and rest there. Rest. Make the downward dog a resting posture. Stay. Breathe. Keep your breathing even. We worked a lot on the breath because of the Anulom Vilom. And we want to keep that, that evenness of the breath. Stay there. Maybe try to lengthen the spine even more, push the tailbone up. Rajeshwari, same, try to push the tailbone further up. Keep breathing, guys, keep exhaling. The moment you feel that your breath is no longer in your control, then you can place the knees down and rest. Rakesh, allow the head to drop down. Yeah, good. Everybody, knees on the floor, rest. Rest. Yeah. Rest with your hands forward and forehead on the floor. Child's pose. Rest in the child's pose. In the child's pose, again, remember that your hips should be resting on your heels. Your forehead should be resting on the floor or on the hands or on a block. But the forehead must be resting so that your nervous system gets a chance to relax. Okay, now all of you are going to do the downward dog without the props, like without your block, and observe the mind. What happens to your mind when you do a simple downward dog? You can hold the edges of the mat, an active downward dog. Go ahead and lift the tailbone up. Do not allow the head to drop down. Keep the head lifted so the ears are in line with the biceps. And keep pushing up. Make it an active downward dog. And see what happens to your mind. Just observe. You don't have to tell anybody. Just observe how the mind and body feel here. Observe your breath. Good. Now knees on the floor. Once again, rest. Because I want you to see the difference between an active downward dog and a passive downward dog. So walk your hands forward, relax in your child's pose. And then one last time, you're going to take the block and go into your downward dog again. Yeah, so lift the hips up, rest your head on something, or if you don't have anything to rest your head on, allow the head to just sink down. The neck, the back of the neck becomes long and the head just sinks down. Again, monitor your thoughts. How does the brain feel? How is your breath, the quality of the breath? All of that you need to monitor here. Okay, knees on the floor, relax. Relax in the child's pose. Okay, all right, now I'm going to spotlight Ritika because I want to see how you're doing it and if others also want to see that. So Ritika, can you just do the downward dog again? Can you walk your feet forward? More forward? More forward. Push the hips up. More forward. Yes. Now, yeah, that's it. That's it. Now use your hands to push the tailbone back. Lengthen the back. It's okay. Allow the head to come off. Allow the head to come off of the... Don't worry about the block. No, don't worry about the block. You have to straighten the arms. Come into your downward dog first. Come into the downward dog. Okay. Now can you point the top of the head to the floor? No, the top of your head. The crown of the head should be pointed to the floor. Yes. Okay. Now, this is your posture. This is your downward dog. Okay. You will have to find a block or any other prop which you can cover the distance with. Okay. So come down and just watch, because this might be a question that other people also have. So guys, so what Ritika is doing is like this. You are trying to put the head down. So you're trying to put the head down like this. This is literally what your downward dog looks like. But it's not, the purpose is not to put the head on something, it's to put something under the head. So I'm going to do this, and even if I'm here, right? So if I'm only able to do downward dog like this, then I find something that will fit under my head. So if I have to do this, I'll find something that fits under the head. But I will not push my head down to be able to, put something on, put my head on top of the block. It is about going as far as you can in downward dog and then finding what can come under the head. Okay? Because what you're doing, Ritika, is you are on purpose trying to put too much pressure, like your head on top of the block. You're focusing on that, and that's just compressing the back of the neck, and that's causing more tension in the body. Okay? So, Ritika, initially then I would work on it like Rakesh was doing, without any props. He was just focusing, and maybe Rakesh, you can show better. I'll spotlight your video, and maybe you can do the downward dog, and let's just see that. So those of you who can also do this, also watch this, because this is a good way to like actually learn. Yeah, so you see, Ritika, like he's allowing the head to drop down. So this becomes a resting posture like this. Yeah, in his case though, if he had a block, if he had like a bolster, it would be nice to have it, but even in this posture, it's a relaxed posture. He's not like working on putting the head down or lifting the tailbone up. It's just like a relaxed posture. And that's what we're looking at when we talk about like anxiety or anything related to the brain. Yeah, okay, relax. Rajesh, you can rest, knees on the floor. Anyone have any questions about this? All right, okay, so then let's move on. Let me pin my video again. Okay, so the next posture that we're going to do is Uttanasana, and this is where you actually need like something like a chair. Okay, now the classical Uttanasana is like this, but this is an active position where my knees are tight, my elbows are like tight, and my back is stretched, right? But I want to make it relaxed. So what I will do is I will again place something under my head. So I'm taking a chair and I'm resting the forehead on the chair. And just allow so the body weight is not falling forward. My body weight is still on the heels, but everything else is relaxed in the body. Yeah? So let's try that. If you're unable to come all the way down, use something on top of the chair. In fact, you can even do something like this if you're unable to come all the way down. Or if you have to do this, you can even do this, but you're just resting. Yeah? So let me see you guys doing that. Nidhi, you'll need something under the head because you're leaning forward. You can use any chair. Yeah. Yes, Rajeshri, I'm watching. Good. Yeah. That's very nice, guys. Nidhi, take your body weight back on the heels. You can still go further back. If you need a bolster, go ahead and use a bolster. Notice the breath now. In this posture, notice the breath. Ritika, leave the hands relaxed. You don't have, like the fingers do not, yeah, like that. You don't have to point forward and stuff. Very nice. Relax. Relax your shoulders. Okay, now everybody come up. And Nidhi, I'm going to pin your video and you're going to do it again. And guys, just watch. Ritika, you especially also watch what Nidhi is doing. Okay, now do you guys see how she leans forward? We need to avoid that. Yes, Nidhi, very good. Okay, Nidhi, can you place another block under your head? Now do the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so do you guys see how immediately this, just getting into this posture, what made her feel like, I can see from her body that it's a more relaxed body. You see her entire body weight is resting on her feet. It's a very relaxed body. Now, Nidhi, remove one block. And then try to do the same posture. Yeah, do you see this slight movement forward? Even this slight movement is not good for the brain, because you have to hold this posture for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and to constantly be on your toes. See, we know to be on the toes, that's not a nice thing. I'm constantly on my toes. It's not a nice feeling, you know? So here, literally, she is on her toes. And if she does that for 10 minutes, she's on her toes for 10 minutes. It's the opposite of what we're trying to do with yoga. Okay, now Nidhi, remove this other block also, and now everybody watch. Yeah, so Nidhi, I'd say even this is much better. Okay, because see, if you guys notice, she's bent her knees. Okay, which is why she's able to be relaxed in this posture. Now, Nidhi, can you try to straighten the knees? Can you try to keep the knees straight? And yeah, so you see that slight shift forward? That is not good. Okay, so when she bends, go ahead, bend the knee. Yeah, bend the knee. And sink the tailbone back. Sink the tailbone behind you, like as though you want to sit on a chair. Yeah, like that. This is much better. Okay, but Nidhi, I would suggest for you, like you keep the 2 blocks under your head, and blocks sometimes are very hard and they're not, like you don't feel comfortable. So you can even use a bolster. That's also good for you. Okay, now let me just show you guys. If let's say the chair is too tall for you or too short for you, for Uttanasana, with a purpose to relax your body, you can even bend and just stay here. As long as I'm not leaning forward, you see this? Like I'm leaning forward and I'm resting back. Resting will always be like this. It will never be on my toes. Yeah, makes sense? Give me a thumbs up if it makes sense. And if you have any questions, note it down and I will address them afterwards. Yeah? So, downward, Anulom Vilom, downward dog, and then Uttanasana. All of these have been supported postures. I'm recommending that you do them with a lot of props, because that's how the nervous system will calm down. Okay? All right. So next is, Janushya Shasana and Paschimottanasana. Also, one more thing I would like to highlight to you guys is, whenever we talk about yoga therapy, people ask us, like, how do I solve this particular issue with like yoga, and they hope that there's going to be like some different kind of asanas, some secret, some technique, something new that we're going to give them. But actually, the best yoga therapy happens with the easiest asanas. So for anxiety, for irritability, for temper issues, anger management, these basic things, if you practice for a long time, there is nothing more effective than that. There's nothing more effective than these basic asanas done properly and done for a long time. So now, like for instance, Nidhi, I corrected your Uttanasana. Every time in the evening you want to practice, you should get those 2 blocks. However, in the morning when you practice and you want to wake up the body, then don't use the props. Okay, so therapy depends on how you're doing the asanas. It is not that there's a different asana for it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right. So now the next two asanas are also something that you guys have seen: Janushirshasana and Paschimottanasana. Now, the way the classical posture for Janushirshasana is like this: you take one leg in, and then you come forward. Okay. And if you're not able to hold the feet, you can use a belt or something like that. But anyways, classical posture is like this. Now, if, like for instance here, if you can see my back is absolutely straight, right? Suppose you don't have the flexibility and you are unable to hold, then you would do this and you would try to like reach out. This posture is causing a lot more trouble for your mind than relaxation. Okay, so if you let's say are experiencing anxiety, if you are experiencing depression, if you're experiencing hypertension and you go to a yoga class and you're just doing this, you're trying to reach it, it's not good for your mind. Okay, and so a good way of doing the Janushirshasana is you take a chair, again, make it a resting posture. You take a chair and you can rest your head. Okay, you can, if again you're too stiff and you are unable to come all the way down, then you do this. And you just rest the body like this. Now, in this posture, the important thing is that if you see my toe, like my foot which is extended out, the toes should be facing up. So if I show you on this leg, usually what happens in Janushirshasana is people tend to do this. And then they're reaching forward. Yeah? You have to keep the toes pointed up. That leg, the toes are pointed up. The back of my leg, like the hamstrings and the skin, is spread out. Yet, it's not, I'm not making an extra effort. Like my mind is not generating any extra like thoughts to try to get into this. I'm just relaxing my forehead. I'm just staying like this. And I want to stay in this position for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just relax like that. Yeah? First, I want to see you guys doing Janushirshasana without the chair. Just do take the left leg out and then try to hold the toes. Let me just see how you guys are doing the posture. If you have a belt, go ahead, use a belt. If you don't have a belt, it's also fine. Yeah. Now, I want you guys to monitor your mind. What is happening in your mind right now? When you're doing it this way, how is your breath? How is your mind? Ideally, the breath should be, long, because in yogasanas, we're not supposed to hold our breath. How is your mind? How is your breath? What are the kind of thoughts that are coming in? How does the chest feel? How does the back feel? Okay, come up. And now everybody use the chair. Use the chair like I just demonstrated. Remember that the leg which is extended out on the floor should be active. It should be straight. Now, Ritika, take that leg. See that leg, which your left leg, take it inside the two legs of the chair. Inside the legs of the chair. Yes, then it becomes Janushirshasana. Yeah. Nidhi, fold your hands and place your forehead on the hands. Now see how this makes you feel. Now, everybody who's able to, rest the forehead, go ahead and try to push the chair slightly away from you, slightly away. Yeah, and then again, try to rest the forehead. And see what is the difference here, See, like, am I able to breathe better? Am I feeling a better stretch on maybe my tailbone, my lower back? Are my hamstrings feeling better? Is my brain feeling better? Just make a note of that. Now, Rakesh and Rajeshwari, go ahead and push the chair further out. Just experimenting, push it further out. Yeah, now do the same thing. Yeah, and don't force yourself. If you find that, okay, my head is not reaching at this point, then you go back to the previous. Very nice. Very nice, guys. Okay, can you come up and let's do this on the other side also. Yeah. One more important aspect of the nervous system, and when we work with yoga as therapy, is that we have to accept this idea that both sides of our body are different. Because, continue, stay in the posture and just listen to me. Yeah, stay in the posture. Yeah. So, so your right and left side are different because of the flexibility levels. They're different because, we just they're used in a different way with different frequencies. And also because the sun and the moon aspect in your body are different also. Some of us are influenced more by the moon, some of us more by the sun. So that is another reason you will notice that your brain is different, your nervous system is different on the different sides of the body. And you have to compensate that when you practice yoga. And especially when you practice it for issues related to your nervous system. Okay, come up. Come up. And just what, so you guys, all of you guys are doing well. Okay, the way I've, like the chair is like one prop that's working for all of you. When we do the Janushirshasana without the chair, we want to stretch the hamstrings, we want to stretch the back. But when you do it for anxiety, irritability, temper issues, nervous system, then you think about how can my mind be relaxed? Okay, then you don't worry about the stretch. So I just want to demonstrate once, like let's say that you're absolutely, you're absolutely like flexible and this chair really, you can like completely take it out. So how would I practice if I have a very flexible body, yet I suffer from hypertension, let's say. So what I would do then is, imagine that this is a bolster. My bolster is inside. I wasn't going to demonstrate this, but I just want to show you that even for really flexible people, if they have to do Janushirshasana, they must also rest. Okay, so for me, maybe this is not very satisfying because I can stretch a lot more. Yet I still have to rest my head. So I will come forward and I will make a point of resting my head on something and just staying here. So for my body, this would be like resting Janushirshasana because I can go a lot more. So if you stick me to here, if you tell me that, okay, don't bend forward and just use this chair, again, it's not good for my body. It's not good for my mind. For me, I can go further and my relaxation is here. I can only relax here. Even in this position, there's no stretch in my body, but there is a relaxation in my mind. So when you practice this regularly, there will come a point when, like I asked Rajeshwari and I asked Rakesh, like pull this, put this away, push this away, because you guys have the flexibility to go forward. Okay? And as you practice this, you will be able to push it out more and more. So it's not necessary that I always stick to this. It's not necessary. What is necessary is, can I rest my brain? Can I rest it here? Can I keep resting? Can I keep resting? And just understand what the body is doing. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Because I don't want you, like, although this is a customized session, I don't want you to stick to this forever. You have to keep improving. I'm going to upload this session onto YouTube. After a month of practice, your asanas will change. So, and this is how you have to change them. This is how you have to customize them. Okay? Now, the next one is Paschimottanasana, which is again a forward bend. And forward bends are great for these issues related to the nervous system. Back bends are not so good. Okay, so today we're not doing any back bends. We're doing one back bend which is supported, but like Chakrasana or the Dhanurasana, these are not good for the nervous system. So most of these asanas that we're doing will be bending forward and resting. So Paschimottanasana is just like Janushirshasana, and you just rest here. So what I want you guys to do now is experiment. Can I take it out further? Do I still feel rested when I do this? Can I take it out further? Do I still feel rested? I want you guys just to experiment with that. Go ahead, do Janu Shirshasana. Yeah, first with the chair, and let's see how your mind feels, how your body feels. Throughout the whole class, you just need to stay in touch with your mind. Rakesh, straighten your legs. Your feet should be pointed up. Your feet should not be bent. So Nidhi, make sure that the feet are not bent. Ritika, are both your legs straight? Straighten both legs. Yeah, Paschimottanasana. Yes, stay there. Now you guys can try to push the chair further out. Yeah. Good. Ritika, don't. Like if you cannot push it out and feel comfortable, then don't. Very nice, guys. Okay, come up. Now I want you to do this posture without any props. Just sit straight and try to reach your toes. And again, observe your mind. Observe the mind, observe the body. Maybe there's more of a stretch on the body right now, maybe. But how is the mind? How is the breath? Okay, come up. Okay, now who felt that your mind was more relaxed with the chair? Raise your hand if you felt that your mind was more relaxed with the chair. Who felt that their mind was more relaxed without the chair? Okay. Okay, so Rakesh, let's do it again with the chair. I'm going to spotlight your video. Bring your chair and let's do it with the chair first. Everybody watch. And keep your feet rolled in. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And rest the forehead. Okay, now, again, focus on your breath. How is the breath feeling? Is it long inhalations, long exhalations? Is there a sense, keep your eyes closed, and is there a sense of like that the body is slowing down? Rakesh, try to place your hands, your forehead on top of your hands. Bring the chair closer and maybe you can, yeah, something like that. Like basically hold your elbows with the opposite hands and then place the forehead on top of your arms. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Okay, now everybody notice his body. Okay. Now, Rakesh, now you can come up and remove this chair and now do the regular Paschimottanasana. Now you have to hold this. Imagine that you have to hold this for 10 minutes. And now observe your breath. Those of you who are observing, can you see his torso? Can you see the breathing? Can you see how his torso it expands and it contracts with every inhalation and exhalation? Try to keep your feet rolled in, Rakesh, like they were, yeah. Okay, all right, and come up. Come up. Okay, this may have given you more of a stretch, but was your mind calm in this one or the previous one? Was it, okay, in the previous one, were you able to breathe better Then now, how was your breath? In previous one, it was, let me unmute you, sorry. Let me unmute you. Okay, why is it not unmuting? Okay, just won't, yeah. Yes, tell me, Rakesh.
So with the chair, I was relaxed, and without the chair, I was having a stretch.
You're feeling a stretch, right? Okay. Yeah. So, you know, both aspects are important. Like, again, because this is a class, especially for anxiety, I would say when you're doing it for that, you know, for anxiety, if you're doing it as a meditative practice, you need that chair because it's more relaxing. Okay. Also, I'll go into it later on about the nervous system and how it functions, why we're constantly stimulated, and why there's a necessity to slow down. So the stretch feels better. Yes, we can do that in the mornings when you're trying to stretch the body, when you're trying to stretch the spine. However, when it comes to, like, let's say a late evening practice before you sleep, in the evening when you want to relax and when you want to sleep well, you know, when you don't want things in your mind, then think about what is better for you in terms of breath and mind, like relaxation. Okay, because you have to slow your body down in the evening. When it comes to anxiety, I would say use the chair because of what you're describing to me. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say, Rakesh, before I unmute you? Before I mute you again. Okay. All right. Let me mute you now, and I want you to show you guys one more thing. So I'm saying that the stretch is not important. Okay. Now let's say somebody is very flexible, yet they have anxiety issues. Let's say it's like me, and I'm very flexible. How do I rest? For me, actually, personally, when I use this, regardless of how flexible I am, this, oh, okay, guys, let me spotlight my video. Sorry. Let me spotlight my video. Okay. So for me, regardless of how flexible I am, when I want to relax, I use the chair, regardless of how flexible I am, because that immediately relaxes me. Now, let's say somebody's like a lot more flexible. Then they can actually use something else, like a bolster or something. See how my elbows bend? When I'm like this, my elbows are straight. It takes an effort to keep the elbows straight. It takes an effort to keep reaching forward. But when you want to relax, you want to bend your elbows. You want to sink down into the floor. Rest the forehead. Sink the hands down. Yeah? So for a lot more flexible people, and you will eventually get this kind of flexibility if you practice daily, you want to make sure that you're resting. It's not so much about, am I using the chair? Am I using a bolster? You know, what am I using? But how much am I able to relax, regardless of how much forward I go. Yeah? Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay. Paschimottanasana. So now this one is, again, the traditional posture is like this. I just do it from the side. You take the legs wide apart. And this is the posture. Okay. So this is one level of the posture. Then you can come further down and you can place the top of the head on the floor. Okay. For my level of flexibility, this is quite relaxing because my head is resting. Okay. If I were to do it like this, it's an active posture. My head is not relaxing. I've seen a lot of people with lesser flexibility do this. This is you're on your toes, not relaxing. In this posture, if you want to do it for relaxation, you have to push your heels back, keep the knees straight, take your chair, keep the back straight, and relax. Relax the head. And stay there. Yeah? So let's try that. There, you have to keep the legs wide apart, about 5 feet. Keep the legs 5 feet apart. Good, Rajesh. Yeah. Everybody make sure that your feet are pointing forward. Your toes should be pointing forward, not out to the side. Okay, Raji, you will have to push the hips back. Your hips are too forward. Okay, Nidhi, take a bolster or the blocks. 2 blocks. Raji, further back with the tailbone. Everybody observe your mind now. Observe the mind, observe the breath. Forget about the stretch. Stay there. The quality of the breath also matters. Okay, come out. Now you're going to remove the props and you're going to do the posture without the props. So you're going to place your fingertips on the floor. Nidhi, push the blocks further away. Yeah. And guys, try to keep your back straight. Okay. So look forward. Keep your gaze ahead of you. Yeah. Try to keep the back straight. That's how the back will be straight. Otherwise, if you look down, then your back will be curved. Now I want you to observe, where is the body weight? Is it on the heels? Is it on the toes? Do you have to make too much of an effort to like keep the body weight on the heels? Do you feel a pressure on your shoulders, on your shoulder blades, on the neck, on the forehead? Yeah, good. Okay, come up. Now I'm going to spotlight Nidhi's video. Okay, so everybody just sit down and just watch once. Nidhi, go ahead, go down. Yeah. See, now you guys notice her back. Okay, not that she's doing anything wrong, but I just want you guys to notice. Yeah, Nidhi, how are you, like, just in your mind, just see how you're breathing. Sometimes our minds are like, am I doing the posture right? Am I doing it wrong? Is my back straight? Is my back, that's mental chatter. It happens when we do yogasanas in an active way. Okay. Now, Nidhi, come up and do it with the props. And Nidhi, allow the hands to drop down as though you want to hold the legs of, yeah. And can you shift your body weight slightly back? Yeah. Actually, Nidhi, remove one block and let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay. See, now guys, her back is still curved, right? But see where the body weight is. She is more stable here. She's not leaning forward. Her body weight is even on her feet. This is a relaxed posture. Nidhi, allow the hands to drop down also. Don't worry about holding also. Yeah. And this posture, Nidhi, will be better for you if you use a bolster. Okay, bolster will allow your head to sink further down. It won't be as so hard on the forehead. Yeah. Do you want to get the bolster? Is it accessible? The others who are observing Nidhi, if you're able to see a difference in her posture with and without the, are you able to see a difference with the props, like, and without the props? If yes, raise your hand. If you're able to see the difference in the posture, that the props are making a difference. Okay, yeah. Okay, Nidhi, can you do it again, the same posture? Yeah, and just rest. Imagine you're sleeping. Your head is like, you know, this is like a sleeping posture. You're sleeping in the asana. And that is what we, yeah. Now do you guys see? Look at the posture. Look at how it is. This is the best. This is the best for anxiety, for relaxation, for fatigue, mental fatigue. Yeah, Nidhi, come up. Very nice. This is the best. Amazing. Okay, like I could see completely that you completely like totally relaxed, totally grounded. Okay. So also, you know, when we talk about anxiety and we talk about like a very active, overactive mind, which sometimes doesn't let you sleep, you know, like you think and you just wish you weren't thinking, fast thoughts, all of that. When you talk about that, it is also that the mind is overly stimulated. Okay. And the body, then there's an air aspect in the mind. There's too much air, vayu. It's like you're all over the place with the wind. It's like the wind scatters everything. There's too much wind in your body and it is scattering your thoughts. Okay. When you do this, when you do an asana in a manner which makes, which like I just saw, like what you were doing, Nidhi, and it was like you were grounded. When an asana makes you feel grounded, it is an earthing aspect. You know, wind and earth are like two different aspects of a personality, like two different elements, right? So when you have too many thoughts, there's too much of wind, the wind aspect. But as soon as you do an asana, which allows you to ground yourself, you bring the earthing element. And earthing, you know, it like grounds you. Like literally, earthing an electrical circuit grounds you. Yeah. So that is what happened. And that was great. Nidhi, that was amazing. You just hold that for a lot of time, you will feel relaxed. You have a question, Nidhi?
Yeah. So for me, as you know, that I'm not flexible and my back is always curved. And all this, if I do without any props, I always think that, oh, my back must be curving. I'm not able to reach my toes. So many thoughts being in the mind. So when I use the props, my mind feel relaxed, the breathing is calm,
Yeah.
and I don't have to think that whether my back is straight or am I not able to reach, or everything goes away from the mind.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that is what we're looking at. Okay, that is the purpose of a practice for anxiety. That is what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at like how much can you stretch, how much can you do the asana. I'm not looking at that. That is why we don't do inversions in a practice for anxiety. We don't do headstands. We don't do back bends. We do stuff like this. And you can feel it. You know, you can feel that the difference is like so noticeable. And it's very important to have that balance. Yeah, it's a more mature practice that way. Usually what people want to do is weight loss, like just I have to sweat and whatever. But yoga in a more like a larger scenario is actually not only for weight loss. It is not only for your physical aspect. It is a powerful tool for your like anxiety, for your irritability, your tendency to get depressed, your tendency to overthink. It's a mind thing, you know. And if you do use props, and you know, like you can like reap a lot of benefits. So that's amazing. That's good to hear, actually, that you can immediately feel the difference.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. Let me just go to the next asana. Okay, so the next one is Adho Mukha Virasana. So we've done that already many times, but I see a lot of people have problems with it. It's also the child's pose. Actually, child's pose is like this. Okay, you keep the knees together and you go forward. That's child's pose. Adho Mukha Virasana is toes are together, knees are wide apart, and then you go forward. So, like this. Now, I see a lot of people are unable, their heads don't come down. Okay, then you take your hand in like this, and then you rest the forehead. Or you take something and you rest the forehead. That is one. Another problem that I see people having is that they cannot push the hips down. The hips are in the air. What you do then is you place something under your hips and you rest on that. Yeah? So let me see everybody doing the Adho Mukha Virasana. Go ahead, Raji, do the Adho Mukha Virasana, and then let's see how we can correct it. Yes, I'm watching, guys. Go ahead and do it. And Nidhi, remember that, you know, if the block is too hard, you can use the pillow, you can use cushions, anything. Okay. Ritika, do you have a pillow or something for your hips to put under your... Okay. All right. Everybody come up. And let me just spotlight Ritika once again. Okay. Now, Ritika, can you go ahead and do this asana? Everybody watch. Okay. So this is one. Now, Ritika, observe your thoughts and your mind and the whole thing, how, you know, how relaxed you feel in this asana. And relax your groin, sink down, relax the groin. Yeah, relax as much as you can. Okay. Now, can you remove every single prop and just go into the posture again? And take your hands also forward. It's okay if your head is not resting, just. Okay, so Ritika, there has been an improvement in this posture from the first time I saw you doing this before you came to my class and now. So, okay, so for Ritika, there's been an improvement in this posture. So this is not like she's not a great example because she's doing it fine. Ritika, there was a time when your hips were like up in the air, you were not able to get your head on the floor and all of that, and I was expecting that. But your head is on the floor, your hips are on the on your feet. So that's a relaxation posture. Okay, most of you are doing this posture fine, so I don't really have much to say. You guys are doing it fine. I just want to demonstrate one thing. For all of us to get more relaxation out of this is what you can do. So imagine that, okay, let me use cushions because most of us are more likely to have cushions in the house than a bolster. But like Raji, you have a bolster, so I'll have you demonstrate afterwards. So look, what you do is, imagine cushions or even like one pillow, okay? And I just come, like I'm bringing this cushion close to my groin. It's like really close to the groin. I can feel my thighs also touching the sides. And then I go down. And I feel the cushions like against my abdomen and my chest. And I'm just gonna relax like this, okay? So for everybody, this is more relaxing than even if you can like place the forehead and stuff, even this, like I'm able to do it so easily. But even for me, if I'm given an option, I use these props because it's soft and you feel supported. Okay, so Raji, I just want you to show everybody with your bolster how like the technique to use a bolster and do this asana. Let me pin your video or actually spotlight it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, like that. Now go ahead, go forward and place the side of your head and place your hands also on the bolster, like one hand on top of the other on the bolster. Yes, like that. Okay, so in this case, the bolster is kind of small. Okay, so Raji, you can keep your hands on the floor. But you see, when you use this bolster, notice how open her spine is. Notice how open the chest is. Okay, the breathing will be nice in this. It will not be like compressed. It won't feel to her that she's unable to breathe. She can actually literally sleep in this also. It's like that relaxing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is your that's your Adho Mukha, Virasana or Child's Pose. Okay. Now one more that I wanted to show you guys actually is like this. So some of you have blocks, some of you don't. Okay. But basically, so those of you who do have blocks, we're first going to do it with the blocks and then I'll demonstrate without a block how you could do the same thing. Okay. So like Ritika, you have blocks. Okay, everybody but Rakesh has blocks. Rakesh, for you, I'll demonstrate how to use a pillow. So we've done this in class several times. I'm going to place the blocks horizontally. And then I'm placing this block right under my shoulder blades. So not too far below, not too far up. Under my shoulder blades. And then my head on top of the other block. And then I'm extending the arms up or out to the side. And just staying here. This is again expanding the chest the rib cage, it's enabling better breathing. Yeah, so that is one. Now suppose I don't have blocks. Suppose I have a bolster, and I will make, I'll ask Raji, you to demonstrate it with a bolster, but let's say for most, like a lot of the people watching, there are no bolsters, but there are pillows. So I'm going to stack 2 pillows, 2 cushions on top of each other, and watch what I'm going to do. Because it's a pillow, it doesn't matter. I can like have it near my table, and I can just extend out. Okay? My head has to rest on something, like the back of my head. So let's say I want to get a block, but I have to rest my head. And I just stay like this. You can even keep your legs straight. The idea is that you're opening the chest, the rib cage. Imagine every single rib cage extending, and the arms are out, or arms are up, depending on your flexibility. Okay? This is like an amazing asana to just open up your mind and, to open up the front part of the body. It's almost like a back bend, but not really, because you're supported also. Yeah? Those of you who have blocks, go ahead and do it with a block. Now, Raji, I want to spotlight your video, and Rakesh, please just watch this, because you will be doing it either like I did it right now or like Raji's doing. So let me just spotlight Raji. Yeah. So Raji, you're going to make the bolster horizontal. This is vertical right now. Yes. Like that, yes. Look at the opening of the chest. Yeah. And Raji, you can even hold your elbows, or yeah, if you have something for the head. Yeah. So Rakesh, you see like how the chest is all expanded and, like open? That is what we're looking at. Yeah? Okay. Okay, everybody come up. Rakesh, do you have some cushions with you right now? Try. Yes, try it with that. Now, anyone have any questions? Raise your hand if you have a question. Are you able to do it easily? Ritika, are you able to do it easily? Okay, good. Yeah, good. So in this posture, Rakesh, make sure that your hips are on the floor, like resting on the floor, heavy on the floor. So again, there has to be a sense of grounding into the floor. You should not feel that the wind is lifting you up. You should feel that the earth and gravity is pulling you down. Good. Good. Come up, and then we'll do the last physical posture of the day. And after that, we're going to do Anulom Vilom. So go ahead and come up, guys. Okay. So the last posture is really nice for everybody. It's called Vipreet Karani. Okay. And it's usually like a little difficult to get into. So I thought we can do it in 2 ways. One is, let me just show you with the wall. If you have a wall in your house, like in your space right now, you can use a wall. Otherwise, I'll show it to you with this also, with the chair. So now watch. Can you guys see my wall? If you can see my wall, raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. Now, I basically have to get my legs up the wall. From the ankles to the buttocks, I have to be on the floor. And then my spine has to be stretched out. Okay? So watch. How I do it is, I come close. So the right side of my body is touching the wall. Okay? Then I lie down like this, so that my feet are also touching the wall. Yeah? And my buttocks are also, like my butt is also touching the wall. Then I lift up, and still my butt is on the wall, the back of my legs are on the wall, and I can rest like this. Yeah? And this is the best posture for relaxation. It just relaxes you immediately. Great for back pain, great for anxiety, depression, problems of the curvature of the back, hamstring issues, everything. This is a great posture, right? So this is one way of doing it. So go ahead and try, and I'll watch, and then I'll show how to do it with a chair. Go ahead and try this. Nidhi, hands out to the sides. Ritika, use your bed. Yeah, you can just turn, yeah, use your bed. Ritika, you can allow your feet to come down, like resting, yeah, like that. Yeah, it takes a little bit of like getting used to. Again, I want you to notice your breath. Also the expansion of the chest. How much do you think the chest is open in this posture? Also, how does the back feel, especially the upper back? Okay, now everybody come down except Ritika. Ritika, you stay. Okay, now everybody come down and see how Ritika has placed her legs on top of the bed. Yeah, so this is another way of doing Vipreet Karani. You can place your legs, like if it's difficult for you to get up a wall, you can place your legs like this on a chair and it has the same impact. Yeah? Okay, if we're good, give me like a thumbs up or raise your hand if you understand Vipreet Karani. Okay, okay, great. Ritika, come down. And now all of us will again, now that was the last asana, okay? I want to end with Anulom Vilom Pranayam, which is how we started also. And then if you have any questions, I'll take the questions as well. Okay? All right, so sit in any comfortable seated meditative asana. We'll do 5 Anulom Vilom Pranayams, like 5 rounds, and then that's it for today, yeah? So index finger, middle finger in, close your eyes, keep your back straight, and let's begin. Inhale through your left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Now release the arm. And just inhale and exhale. Keep your eyes closed and just focus on your breathing. Again, the quality of the breath. Do you find that the breath goes easier into the nostrils and comes out easier? Then bring your hands together in the Namaskar Mudra. Start rubbing your hands together and place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face, and with a few blinks, open your eyes. Thank you. So let me unmute you guys, and if you have any questions, also how does the body feel, all of that, let me just unmute you. Okay. Okay, so basically that is your session for anxiety. Those of you who do classes with me already, it's nothing, it's nothing new. Asanas are not new, but the way you do the asanas, the understanding of the asana, that matters. Yeah. Do you have any questions, any comments? Yes, Rakesh, yes.
My question is, when you do this Anulom Vilom, you close one nostril, inhale from the other, then you close the nostril and hold, and then you exhale from the other.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so both are okay. Like there can be a moment when you hold also, okay, but it's like a smooth flow. So this is the beginner Anulom Vilom that we're doing, that you just inhale, close, exhale. Inhale, close, exhale. So at any given point in time, the breath is allowed passage from one nostril. There should be at no point in time should both nostrils be closed or both open. Okay, so there can, yeah, does that make sense? This is the beginning Anulom Vilom. Later on, it's like you inhale for 4, hold for 4 counts, and then exhale for 4. Later on, this is the beginning where you're just allowing the free flow of breath. Yeah? Anything else? Okay. Okay, Raji, you had a question, yes.
So you had mentioned back bends and inversions are not very good for anger or irritability or anxiety, right? So do you think we should not do it, or we should do it, but we should balance it out with Anulom?
Yeah, I mean, this is always a directive for beginners, that you should not do back bends, because when you start doing back bends, it's hard. Like you're pushing and, it's hard. Same thing with inversions. When you start doing headstand, there's so many problems that happen on the neck because you're starting a new posture, So I would not say that you should not do it. There's always a balance. Don't do it so much. Don't have this whole idea that I just have to master the back bends and today I'm just going to do back bends and whatever. There should always be a little component of back bend. We have supported back bends, like in Iyengar yoga, you can use a chair for back bends. Later on in the month, I'll show you how to do like an inversion, a headstand with the chairs. Which puts nothing on the head, like there's no strain on the head with that particular variation. So yes, you can do it, but with a lot of caution. And with this awareness that yes, I do have a problem with anxiety. I do have a problem with depression. I do have a problem with hypertension. So maybe I should not look at other people and try to do it like them. Maybe I should just like sort of, slowly do it at my own pace. That's the most important thing. The reason I appreciate that you guys have come forward and been very open that I have, this problem. But the reason I really appreciate everybody, and this is my 3rd class that I'm doing, is that most of us don't even get to the point where I can say I have this problem. We don't want to admit it to ourselves, and much less in an open forum like this. So now once you guys have admitted that, yes, I have this problem, I don't think with you guys there is an issue with saying that, okay, I have this problem, I should not do this asana. You have accepted the problem. The problem happens when when I have students coming in who don't even know, or who don't want to accept that they have depression, who don't want to accept it, and they, in ignorance, they keep doing these asanas which are not good for them, which are causing them a lot more harm, than doing good to them. So for you guys who have accepted that, yes, I have this issue and I am going to try to handle it, and I'm going to try different things, not just like in a Western medicine approach, but I will try Eastern medicine, I will try yoga, I will try Ayurveda, all of these, counseling, all of these things. For you, I think it's okay to bring in components of backbending inversions with the idea that, okay, maybe 10% of my practice is inversions. The rest of the 90% is like asanas like this. I suggest that you guys do this every day. Every evening, if you hold even like, 3 minutes, each asana that we did for 3 minutes, over time, every evening for half an hour, 7 days a week, it can really accumulate so many relaxation points for you, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Cool, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I will upload this on YouTube. Remember that if you have any questions going forward also, I'm always available. If you're practicing this and you have an issue, question, ping me. And I will, like try my best to help you out. Yeah. Also today evening, I'm doing a YouTube live session for twists. So in case you guys want to, it'll be like half an hour session. It will not be a very long session. I'm going to be using a chair for that also, and maybe a rope. So if you guys are interested, you can log in at 4 o'clock on my YouTube channel also. I'll put up the details on my Instagram page. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for your time on a Sunday. That too.
Thank you so much, Pragya, for doing this.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.